Okay, gentlemen, we're going to get into that topic again about exploring with your partner. Something that's thrilling and exciting, but can also be extremely nerve-wracking. Now, you've probably been with your wife for a while, and you've had this fantasy that's been with you ongoing to have some kind of a threesome, MFM or FFM. You just think it would just be so great for your relationship. But you're not sure how to approach it with your partner, and you know that she's going to be scared, but you really love her and you want to have something exciting with her, something new, something different to spice up your relationship. Now, there's nothing wrong with this fantasy. It's very normal to have this kind of a fantasy. And deep down, your wife might have some fantasies that you have never heard about before either. But you don't really know where to start. How do you get this information across to her? And then how do you find that threesome? Does this sound familiar to you? All right, good. Let's talk about it. First thing, let's talk about the fantasy. So maybe you're thinking about an MFM. So this would be you and your partner, you and your wife sharing another man together. That can be very, very exciting. Maybe you're thinking of an MFM, where it's you and your wife and another woman that joins you in the combination. Now, these are just fantasies, right? These are thoughts in your mind. These are visualizations. It's not reality. And of course, when you get to reality, things are really quite different. So before you do anything, ask yourself, why do I want this fantasy? Why do I want to play this out in my relationship? Is it curiosity? Is it desire, deep desire that I have here? Is I want to spice something up in the relationship? It's really key to have some kind of motivation for why you want to have the fantasy. Now, here's the kicker. Your wife might not have the same fantasy as you, and that's okay. Often women in long-term relationships are more concerned about how a threesome might affect the relationship. Will there be jealousy? Will there be resentment? Will it break up the relationship? What's going to happen in the relationship if you have a threesome? That is more like what your wife is going to be thinking about. So these are some valid concerns that really need to be addressed before you even have the threesome. Okay, so let's say you've decided you're going to tell her. But how do you do this without freaking her out? Golden rule: take it slow, be honest, and do not pressure her. This isn't going to be a sales pitch. This is going to be a conversation. So step one is the setting. Don't just blurt it out over dinner, okay? Make sure that you have a comfortable place where you're both relaxed and it's a beautiful setting, and you can present it in a manner that's very, in a manner of sort of curiosity. You could say something like, hey, I've been having a thought about something, a certain kind of fantasy, and I want to see what you think about it. So step two is to listen, to really listen. You know, if she feels hesitant or fearful, then you want to acknowledge how she's feeling. And you might say something like, listen, honey, this is just something that I want to discuss with you. I love you so much, and I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt or harm our relationship. So, you know, this is about not trying to convince her, but about understanding each other. So here's a pro tip. If she is amenable and she doesn't say no, and she says, well, maybe, then you want to take baby steps, baby steps. So maybe you watch a video with a threesome. Maybe you read some story that includes a threesome. Maybe you talk about the fantasy that would potentially unfold with a threesome. So just take a baby step, baby step, baby step. Baby step is the key. I want to invite you to my program, Empower: Intimacy, Sexuality, and Masculine Power Unleashed. This is going to be starting very soon, and I'm taking applicants right now to join me in this powerful program, a 6-week program that's going to transform your life. You might be stuck in being able to talk to your wife. You may be wanting to unfold more desires with your partner, but not sure how to do it. You just don't have the confidence or the self-esteem. You don't really know what masculine, feminine energy are, and you want to know more about the feminine energy as well. First link in the description below. Get on a call with me to apply to be a part of Empower. I would love to talk to you and love to have you. So let's say your wife is on board. She's interested in at least the idea of having a threesome. So where do you meet this third person in order to have this fun exploratory adventure together? The first place that you can try is apps, right? There are so many different kinds of apps now out there. I'm not even going to go into it, but there are tons of apps, and if you know of any, put them in the comments below, that cater to couples that are looking for a threesome, for non-monogamous kind of activities. So you get your profile together, you take a nice picture of the two of you with clothes on, and you post something on one of those apps looking for a third. Make sure you get really specific in what you're looking for. Are you looking for a guy? Are you looking for a woman? Or what age are you looking for? Any specifics that the two of you agreed are really important in having this threesome. So another place that you can meet a possible third is at swinger clubs or events where there's open community. Doesn't mean that you have to participate. You can just go, talk to people, let people be aware of what you're interested in, see if there's anybody that might be a potential. These clubs, these places, people are there for the reason of wanting to sexually explore. So it's kind of easier to bring up the topic about wanting to connect with somebody in a threesome scenario. You can also start going around in your own circle. You and your wife can talk about, okay, who is there that would be potential that we might want to have a threesome with? Open up the doors. Friends, people close, friends of friends. I would suggest if you do find somebody that you think might be interesting, then approach them with a line like this. We really like you, and we're wondering if you might want to become more intimate with us. You'll be very surprised on the kind of reaction that you're going to get. It's always been very positive for me. Remember that every step of the way is the journey, okay? Enjoy every step of the way. It may feel overwhelming for her, even for you, or you may feel like it's not going fast enough, but enjoy what you're doing together. This is an exploration, and from the beginning of telling each other all the way until the end of having a threesome is the entire journey, and you want to enjoy every single part of it. And it's not always going to be easy, so be patient. Take your time. Make sure that your partner, your wife, is feeling good all the way through. Now remember, this can take some time to unfold, and there's always things that come up, emotional things that might arise, and you want to make sure that your wife is feeling really comfortable. So if there's any uncomfortabilities, any difficulty that's starting to play out, and she's feeling like there's just too much for her to handle, just take a break. Be patient. Number one important rule is to not be pushy in this situation. You don't know everything that she's gone through in her life, and you don't want to force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. But if you go in lovingly and caringly and give them time and space to adjust to this new possibility, it could go beautifully and end up having an amazing, exciting adventure together. Remember that this is not something that is to fix your relationship or fix your sex life. This is an addendum to creating something more extraordinary within an already solid, grounded, intimate connection that you have with your partner. Once you've been together 10, 15, 20 years, you know each other, right? You're friends, you're companions, you have built a whole life together, and you may think that there are things that are going to really complicate it based on what are people going to think, what are family going to think, what is my wife going to think if I even tell her. But this life is here for us to explore. Relationships are people that we come to because there's somebody that we feel a deep attraction to. And there's not just this attraction that we have on a conscious level, but there is a subconscious attraction that exists as well, that you have to remember that exists, that you're with this person for a reason. They're here to hold space for you, to be part of your life. They've chosen that, and you've chosen them. So it makes for a deeper, more intimate connection when you can be really honest with each other. If your wife feels really overwhelmed right in the beginning of you talking about it, then put it aside for another time. It's not worth trying to push it, but it is worth trying again. Finding other methods, finding other ways that she can start to feel more comfortable in having this conversation. If she is terrified to even talk about sex at all, then I would highly suggest that you get someone to come in and talk with you together as a couple. Or maybe she needs to talk to somebody on her own so she can start to let go of whatever is blocking her from being able to talk about something that is so natural in who we are as human beings. I talk about threesomes all the time because this is a stepping stone into exploring. And I think it is an absolutely beautiful adventure for a couple to go into, trying something new, opening up who they are as sexual beings, opening up who they are as a couple, having fun, doing something extraordinary, connecting with other bodies and people. That is just such a beautiful part of it. Feeling other bodies next to you. We're human beings. We like connectivity. We like people near us. We like to feel other people. And I think this is a big reason why threesomes are so exciting. So thank you very much for coming today. Please remember to sign up for my Empower program. We're going to go into much deeper detail all about this, all about energy, all about masculine, feminine, sexual power. I would love for you to join me. First, link in the description below. Sign up for an app, apply for Empower. It's open now. I will see you there. And I will see you again on the next week's video. Much love making.